So after the last couple days of many people, fans especially, being upset that there was really no penalty given to William Byron or Ty Gibbs for their actions at Texas Motor Speedway, we finally have some resolution to it. And for at least part of it, a lot of people are thinking it's an overreaction, and for others, thinking it's an underreaction. And I'm gonna try and take a middle path that agrees with some of it. So let's get right into it. First off, we have William Byron. If you don't know, William Byron took out Denny Hamlin on the front stretch at Texas Motor Speedway under caution, which, in my opinion, is a giant no-no. But it was on the track, it was at slower speeds, and from what it seemed like, Byron didn't do it on purpose. Even so, Byron has been penalized 25 driver and owner points and $50,000. And with this, Hendrick Motorsports is appealing. And I think they should lose it, as Byron literally said he meant to hit Hamlin. Now, many are thinking this is an overreaction on the Hendrick side of the fan base. And to you, I say no. No, it is not. NASCAR has a precedent in recent memory of penalizing drivers for doing stupid things under caution. Consider yourself lucky. I mean, for instance, Kyle Busch crashing Ron Hornaday in a truck race managed to get him suspended for the entire weekend. But there's been other times, for instance, where drivers like Kevin Harvick and Matt Kenseth will get deducted points and spots at the end of the day, or other guys who get moved to the tail end of the lead lap. And so I think this is a very good penalty to give to Byron, as it's going to affect his championship fight. He went from 17 above the cut line to now 8 below it. And it's going to make it so much harder, with Talladega being the next race, for him to legitimately challenge for the championship. So I'm going to say that this is a warranted and well-given penalty. I think that NASCAR isn't overreacting here. Safety needs to be addressed and kept in the forefront, and Byron needs a way to remember to never do something like this again. And possibly sabotaging a championship run is the perfect way to do it. Just look at Dale Jr. cussing in 2004, and then look at all the interviews he did publicly after that. No cussing. He learned his lesson. So I think Byron is going to learn a lesson here, as he very well could be eliminated from the playoffs due to this emotional and frankly dumb action. Now, the other side of the penalty is Ty Gibbs. If you didn't see, Ty Gibbs had hit Ty Dillon on pit road near a few RFK pit crew members as well as NASCAR officials. And for this, Gibbs also got a 25-point owner's penalty and also had $75,000 removed from his bank account. And this is what he said because of it. He said, "I want to apologize for what happened on pit road during the race Sunday. I have to have a better understanding of the situation and my surroundings. I'm thankful no one was injured and will learn from it." And I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to agree with a lot of fans here. That was a pretty piss poor way to address it. And I'm going to be also real here with NASCAR. I don't think if people on social media, like drivers and in some degree myself, pointed this out as much as we did, if fans didn't put NASCAR's feet to the fire, I don't think Ty Gibbs has this addressed to him. I think that this gets swept under the rug, as not even the broadcast seem to want to talk about it. So good on the fans for getting NASCAR to look at this, seeing how they were just awful when it came to seeing anything going on at Texas this past Sunday. But what's interesting is underneath this. Underneath this tweet, Eric Jones at around 3 o'clock in the morning Central Time left a response. And all he said was, "Don't ever bump me under yellow again." And this, for me, is something that is a continuing trend. We talked about it earlier in the week with Kevin Harvick on Twitter. Well, basically, all the veterans are going scorched earth, and all the veterans seem to be unanimous in being sick of the way that NASCAR, driver culture, and everything in general with the sport is going right now. And I personally cannot remember in my lifetime ever seeing all of the elder statesmen of the sport, all of the veterans who have been around for a little while and had time enough to really show knowledge of the sport like this. I've never seen it where they're all unanimously pissed off like this. But I also think that this sentiment is shared not only by fans, but by others in the media and in the garage as well. And one of these is America's crew chief, Larry McReynolds, who basically came from the top rope and said what everybody was thinking about Ty Gibbs and about those who defend his actions when they were egregiously in the wrong.
The Ty Gibbs deal, it's like I said yesterday. I think that's a whole lot more serious in my book than what I saw out there on that racetrack with William Byron and Denny Hamlin, because I know we don't live in a what-if world, but when he made that move on Ty Dillon, there were Roush Fenway Keselowski team members on the right side of that car. There were 2 NASCAR officials standing there. And if I hear one more person, one more announcer, one more human being say he's just 19, okay, then don't race Cup. Go back and run Xfinity or go back and run late models till you learn how to carry yourself. I'm not buying that one. I'm not buying that one. You're in the Cup Series. I don't care if you're 9, 19, or 49. You need to know when to and when not to. In pit road with a 3,500-pound race car with people potentially out there is not the place to do it.
And I agree with Larry Mack here. I think that right now, the way Ty Gibbs is acting, if he's going to continue to do things like this, he is not ready to be a NASCAR Cup Series driver. He's not ready to be with the best in the best of the world. Because I'm going to tell you right now that if he pulls this kind of shit with so many others that are up top, not a Ty Dillon, not an Eric Jones, I'm talking if he pulls this with a Denny Hamlin. I'm saying if he pulls this with, say, Kyle Busch next year, he's going to have his ass sent into the fence. And it's going to be ugly because these drivers are not like Xfinity drivers who might back down a little more. They're not ones who are just going to take it the way that they have in the Xfinity series because he can just flat out run them. Ty Gibbs is coming into another freaking solar system of competition here, and they will give him a rude awakening if he continues to do stupid things like this, which is why I think that this penalty should have been much more severe. Maybe not even losing points in this instance, because the points penalty doesn't even hurt Ty Gibbs. It hurts a team that he's not even going to be racing for next year, more than likely, as he'll probably be racing in the 18 car. What I think should have happened, and I know many people think I'm overreacting here, but because of the severity of what he did and the fact that if it's only a couple more feet to the left, he could injure or possibly kill people, I think he should have been suspended for Talladega. Yeah. NASCAR's penalty only hurts 2311 and maybe Bubba Wallace if qualifying gets rained out early in the year next year. But not getting Cup experience, especially at a super speedway, and also having to sit out a race during his Xfinity Championship fight, that right there would send a clear message to Ty Gibbs that you can never do something like this again. He would never forget something like this, and it would send a clear message to the garage, especially young drivers on their way up, that, hey, you need to calm your ass down, act like a professional race car driver, and at that, not put other people's lives at risk because you're upset with something that happened earlier in the race or just because somebody came out of their pits a little wide. That right there is a missed opportunity that NASCAR could have taken, and I'm really hoping they don't pay for it in the long run. Now with that, I'm going to pass it all on to you, and I want to ask you, what do you think the penalties for William Byron and Ty Gibbs should have been? Let me know down in the comments below. And while you're at it, leave a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more great NASCAR content. And to all my channel members, thank you so much for your continuous support. So until next time, have a good one.